Welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemon Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot,
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough in
Chrissy,
Chrissy,
I give you just the tip.
we're sure you'll giggle a little.
and learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim,
And I'm mental.
and we are Everyone Racers. We've got the Lemons RallyMaster Jeff Stobbs. We're going to talk Lemons rallies today.
Woo!
There he is.
Welcome, Jeff.
Hello.
And Jeff, we are at episode 365, and we were going to talk about the different models of the Ferrari 365 GT and the 2+2 or even the GTB, but the guy who normally does the notes lives in Las Vegas. So instead, we're going to talk about the 365 cubic inch V8 that came in all Cadillac models from 1956 to 1958. No, seriously, all of the models. The Series 60S, 62, the 75 Fisher Fleetwood, the Eldorado, as well as the very first year that Cadillac offered the Seville in both the convertible and the hardtop. But wait, that's not all. The 365 engine also came in the four-door sedan Seville option, the Series 70 Eldorado Brougham, and even the special coupe, which was only available by special order. All of these wonderful machines came with the 365 cubic inch V8 America.
Wow.
I don't know. I had a car with a 370. It wasn't that great.
In 1958, though, come on.
A 470.
Well, we won't talk about that in 5 episodes then, Jeff. That's good.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
Cross that off the list, guys.
Yeah, we'll find something else.
Writing it down.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, if you're not working on your 50s Cadillac, what are you working on, Mental?
Well, I was doing yard work. I had to prune back all my trees, so I've got like 2 trash cans full of stuff to go to the thing tomorrow. Finally was here in Las Vegas the last Sunday of every month where we do Cars und Cafe. I took Vicky's new SL down there, parked it amongst all the other Porsches, but had a good time with that one. I am packing for MSR Houston. More on that in just a few minutes. And fall is here, which means right now, as my wife is vacuuming the leaves out of the pool, but also we took the hardtop off the Mercedes. So we've been rocking this. It's finally cooled off enough to where you can drop the top around here. We wait for winter in Las Vegas so you can, drive with the top down. I drove to work with the top down most days last week, but this morning it was actually too cold. So I didn't.
What's too cold?
80 here.
I'm just curious what's too cold.
See, I want to say, it was, I want to say 50, 58 when I got in the car this morning.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, it was 32 here, and I wore flip flops to work.
I'm not complaining. I'm bragging. Let's just get that right out of the way.
Fair enough.
It's almost beanie weather for Mental.
Pretty much.
You
Yeah.
love to talk about the foot of sunshine you woke up to, but we don't talk about the foot of 120 in summertime.
Yeah.
That's when you put the hard top on the convertible because the AC works better. Well, it's as we talk about the changing weather, Chris, what are you working on there?
Got the Mazda post-race inspection after New Hampshire. Total butcher bill is it needed a wheel bearing while we were at New Hampshire. The only thing it really needed as a repair this time was a hole in the exhaust where the hanger
that exhaust
off
leak?
it was a little tiny hole, like smaller than a quarter, pointing straight down at the bottom of the car. So none of that exhaust got anywhere near any people. That's why no one had any, not trying to kill anyone. So, but apparently over time it affects the spot.
But did you die? No.
It's great.
I listened
it
to
was
that
the best place
episode.
it could be.
I listened to that episode and said, damn it, he tried to kill her again.
No, this is the best place it could be. So I welded on a piece of like real thick, like not quite 1/8 inch, but real thick steel over that spot on the exhaust, and reinforced it, and that then made a much nicer hanger for that spot that holds it. So it should be improved for the future. There was that, and like clean it and stuff, and bang out the dents in that door from that idiot in the Mark II GTI who decided to go 4 wide into turn 3, but got those fairly well banged out.
That's
horrible. Good. Yep. Put coolant in it, put the crappy tires on it. Chrissy drove it over to storage garage where we stuffed the storage garage full.
We did. Yes.
Yeah.
So this weekend I was a little sick to start out. Then we did a garage shuffle. So we put some cars in, took some cars out. Had to back up. Actually, Chris did a great job of getting parallel parking into a tiny spot to make sure that we could fit the Civic, the Mazda, the boat, and Scooty, and the Lotus all fit in our little 4-car garage. So, so we figured that out and used a home.
You can't really walk around them, but they're there. So that's
the Lotus you could almost step over, though.
Well, I'm just saying, why don't you like build a bridge system? Like a 4-cornered bridge system.
You almost could. It doesn't have that much height, though. To get it, the boat is about as tall as it gets. But I did think about, if it didn't fit, I was going to jack up the tongue of the trailer on the boat and park the Lotus under that, because the Lotus is tiny.
We didn't need to because it was small enough. But to get out, we did have to go one person, open the door, get out, walk out the door, close the door, and then the next person had to go. So it's a little tight. But hey, it's cheap and in a safe place in a really nice location. So we'll take it. Tim, what are you up to?
I am completing the renovation of my front lawn after it completely got burnt to death this summer. So that's good. We're on, I think, the second or third $100 bag of grass seed and dirt and all the things. So it looks pretty good.
Make it rocks. Like, why didn't you just go full out like something other than grass?
I just like the way the grass looks.
I mean, I know,
where
but like
he
it's
lives
already dead.
It's a green place.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
It looks very good right now, but it was just, I mean, death when I got back from Maine. So bad. And then I spent a little bit of time working on my Corvette. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the backstory, I have a 2008 Corvette with a fun supercharger on it that made super fun noises until the piston cracked and a chunk of it shot out of the exhaust. And
by super fun noises, my favorite quote of that is from Pantless Matt, who said, and I believe the term is, "You're getting sexed by a rhinoceros." As the supercharger kicks
in, it's really ridiculous, this car. So so I had to put while I took it apart, put all new bearings in it, put in new connecting rods for all forged internals, put a new cam in it, because why not while you're in there? So, while it was making 600 before, it's probably going to make somewhere north of that now that it's done.
And that's important, because it broke. So you obviously needs more.
More.
Yeah, that's come on, baby.
Is that supposed to be doing that? But yeah, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off, Tim.
That's all right. Yeah, so this is the video of the first attempt at the fire. And it cranked a little bit, but the battery's tired and it wouldn't fire up. We did make sure we do have spark. We do have fuel.
You may ask.
Yeah, there's the cracked piston right there. Really good stuff. So I'm happy it didn't scorch the head at all, and it just bounced around a little bit. and exit it out. So it's been a 2-year process while we've been getting it together, and I finally have gotten around to start to get all the things back on it and fired up. So yes, Chrissy, go ahead.
Who's we?
It's the collective we. So Matt, Pantless Matt, and I, we pulled it out and we put it together back in his garage in LA. So it went back to LA with him. We rebuilt it down there, used a machine shop that he has down there for some of the balancing and things of the bits and pieces. And then I brought it back up north and put it back in. And then Jimmy Varelis from Table for One Racing, he came over yesterday to laugh and point at me when it wouldn't start, but to also make sure like fuel wasn't shooting everywhere while I was sitting in the car. So a good second set of eyes is always a good thing. So he was over for about an hour. Yeah. So, but it was good. It made noises. It didn't make any clunking noises, so I don't think we have any interference. So next step is to put a fresh battery in it. I'm going to pull the spark plugs, see if there's any oil on any of the plugs, check compression on all 8 cylinders, and then fire it up again. I think it's just apply liberally was the theme when we were putting the assembly lube on everything. So I think it's just got a bunch of goop in it that we need to burn off. So I only cranked it over 4 times. So fingers crossed on that. More in a future episode. Hopefully smiles and not engine hoists.
And snarling American V8s.
Yeah. And then tomorrow morning, I head to Maine, going to meet with my contractor. We are finally getting my garage started. So super excited about
real
that.
This time?
Oh, yeah, for real?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
They are delivering lumber tomorrow, supposedly. So
okay, you probably should get pictures of the actual them, like a selfie outside the house. Be like, "Hey, I'm standing here waiting for you," and then get on the plane to make sure that they actually show up this time.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But once you get lumber, we all know, we've seen in action, there's not much wood can't do. So. Timbers.
What can't it do? So that's kind of it for me. But then, of course, our guest, the statuesque silhouette and smiling face of RallyMaster Jeff Stobbs. Jeff, what you working on?
Well, Eric wants me to plan all the rallies this year before December. So I've been working on that. Currently, I'm harassing the staff of the city of Scranton to get some stuff done in Pennsylvania so we can have a good time there. And then I've been working on the Vegas rally, and it seems like a lot of people are actually very excited about it, especially mental. This is all the Vegas rally is actually mental suggestion from like 3 years ago. And we're like, no, we'll just give California one more chance. And then 19 people showed up versus like the 40 that we usually have. And we're like, California's on timeout again. So, and then I just finished winterizing my MGB, so that in Wisconsin, you actually have to take it seriously. It gets stored outside. So I drained the fluids and ratchet strapped the car cover on top of it. So it won't move until May. But that's about it. I did go see someone who participates in Rally, Jen with Queen Bee Cafe. She just opened a store called the Queen Bee Cafe in Cottonwood, Arizona. And so I went for like the grand opening of that, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
She got a tattoo on the roof of her mouth for a rally once.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna send us the links to that social. We'll put all that in there because we got people in Arizona.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good time. Some of her staff got Lemon's tattoos without me asking. It was great.
Wow.
I remember those pictures.
I'm up to 16 tattoos for 2024, so I think I'm officially a cult leader.
Wow.
Yeah.
The tattoo on the roof of your mouth. That's like one hot slice of pizza away from not having
That was her third. That was her third one. So, Jen's pretty hardcore. Be like Jen.
Absolutely. Yes. Sorry,
Wow.
I was scrolling through to see if
Never
I could
woke
find
up
that
and then
picture
said,
from the last.
You know, it's a
rally.
great idea for today. A tattoo on the roof of my mouth. Okay.
Well, she doesn't want to
Good
get
for
any
you,
like
Jen.
neck or face tattoos or anything. She's like, I'm gonna. Get
I mean,
it in
that's
my mouth.
a great choice.
You will I was like, you will definitely win an award for getting a tattoo. But then, like, I don't know who he races with. I think he races with Tom Wedd, but Mike, he got 3 tattoos in one rally. So yeah, I'm a cult leader.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
That's fair enough.
Get on my team, Chrissy.
Oh, okay. Well, that will be my first one at all ever.
Yeah.
So you be quite the convert if you can
I have
make that
2.
happen.
I got my 20-sided dice with lemons behind it, and I'm rolling ones. And then I got a big one on my calf. I was the first person to get a Lemons Rally tattoo way back in 2017 when Roadkill was doing the rally, and I was like, no matter what we do, we beat Roadkill. So we did. They didn't really participate, to be honest.
So everybody
kinda-
beat them. Shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
like
got a
literally
tattoo out of
yeah,
it, which is
they
way
just-
better. And you
Yeah,
started
yeah,
a tradition.
they,
Yeah.
And a
Some
story.
donuts and
And
yeah.
Tim, there are lots of tattoo parlors here in Las Vegas.
Well, I'm in, but I'm not getting it on the roof of my mouth. Damn it!
No.
She says it doesn't hurt that much. She has one on her fingertip. That one she said hurt a lot.
Okay, that's funny.
All right, everyone, tattooers.
This is good consumer
Everyone
advice.
Yeah, everyone ink.
Gets tattoos.
Everyone
Everyone ink.
I'm
I like
kinda
that
covered.
one better. Okay, it's busyness
Yeah, I have a
time. Let's move on here. Okay, what's your last set? You have the last set. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm covered in tattoos, so I can tell you all the places it hurts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Donnie says I look like a gang member.
Yeah. Muscled up Jim
Okay.
Gaffigan is a gang dealer.
all right, let's move on. Okay. Settle down, kids. Okay, following Hurricane Helene, the South is going to take a while to get put back together. So some locals took it upon themselves to figure out their new normal. Caleb Jacobs at The Drive tells us a great story about some locals getting ingenious to solve their travel problems. Locals and volunteers in northeastern Tennessee have come up with a genius fix for one of their many down bridges. Build a new one out of semi-trailers. 3 flatbed trailers placed parallel to the stream on what looks like a 2-wide row of trailer decks mounted to the top, connecting 2 stretches of gravel. The location that they built appears to be super rural, so obviously a bridge like this could be crucial to getting anywhere deep in the mountains.
This is actually a great layout too. Some people put some thought into this. The rocks there to hold the trailers in place. This is fantastic.
Probably shouldn't take big trucks over it, but if you can't literally get any food because you can't get across this river, seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right, I've got a story up Jeff Wakeman's alley. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be pro or con of this, but through a very weird set of corporate acquisitions and mergers, Volkswagen, of all people, owns the intellectual property of the International Harvester Scout. So, to cash in on the popularity of midsize off-roaders and EVs, they are bringing back Scout. Not the Scout, but Scouts. For 2027, you can get your choice of the 4-door SUV Scout Traveler or 4-door pickup Scout Terra. Both are on a ladder frame, solid rear axle, all electric, with an optional gas range extender. Towing capacity is said to be 7,000 pounds for the Traveler and 11,000 pounds for the Terra. It'll utilize an 800-volt electrical architecture with bidirectional charging via the North American Charging Standard plug, with a supposed 350-mile range on electric, more with that range extender. It's built to fit 35-inch tires, has a bunch of electrical outlets of all sizes and kinds, can ford up to 3 feet of water, and has locking differentials. All this can be yours for a projected base price of $60,000.
I had an article, yours was better, but also that is going to be sold direct to consumers, no dealers. They're going to have studios, but you can't just go, you don't have to get the car from a dealer, which anything that cuts out the dealer model, I am here for.
Love it. Love it.
Yep.
Well, over at Hagerty,
That's
Stephen
weird
Cole
that they got
Smith.
the. Sorry.
No, keep talking. It's good.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, it's just weird. Case IH still exists, but they sold the intellectual property for the Scout. That's so weird.
Yeah.
It was this weird, like, long chain of mergers and acquisitions that ended up somehow with Volkswagen.
It's it was some intern who went, "Wait a minute, what? We own what?"
Yeah. Interesting.
Musical dealers. That's what that was. Well, Stephen Cole Smith relives some dark times. You might have forgotten about the car allowance rebate system, or CARS, more commonly known as Cars for Clunkers, and the retirement of 677,000 vehicles in the summer of 2009. It was a grim period with Chrysler and GM both filing for bankruptcy and being buoyed by an $80 billion federal bailout. The federal government funded the trading as gas-guzzling cars with a $3,500 credit towards a new car with an EPA fuel rating efficiency of at least 22 mpg. If you purchased one with 28 mpg, you got $4,500. The dealers, however, were required to destroy the engines with a 40% sodium silicate and 40% water solution and run until the engine became one solid block of steel. Failure to destroy these engines could result in a $15,000 fine. Federal lawmakers were forced to add additional $2 billion to the program, going after the initial $1 billion, and funding ran out after 1 week. So, pour out some 40 weight for your Andes 5-liter Explorer, and I'm sure that Versa was just as nice.
So why is this sad? Because my family got 2 cars out of this deal. So, and one of them did not need the, what am I going to put in it? 60% water solution. It didn't need it. Nope. We drove it in.
We nursed that thing. We put some real thick oil in and nursed that over to the dealer.
And we said, I hope it makes it down the street without actually blowing up. And then we ran away.
That was an 01 Solara that your sister had.
Solara. That my sister ran. She was like,
out of oil.
There's a genie light on. Is that I ran it with the genie light on. And we were like,
I wish it makes it to the dealer.
Yeah. You get to wish you get a new car now. So that's
barely. Yeah. So that's why I am laughing through this story about it. Made it so sad that I was like, legit. I think both my parents and my sister made out on this deal.
What did your parents ditch?
They had a 94 Pathfinder with 240,000 miles on it that I had welded a whole bunch of holes in the frame like the year previously to get it through inspection. And ended up with a Mazda 5, but they got $4,500 because of this for the rusty million-mile Pathfinder.
Fair amount. Yeah, it truly sounds like a tragedy that worked out so well for you.
Right, exactly.
Not I mean, your tax dollars at work, but
I don't care.
Take advantage.
It's almost like why we pay taxes.
Yeah. I remember I had just bought a van, and one of the lesser known qualifications, you had to have the registration had to be a year old. I'm like, crap. Yeah. So I kept the van.
Yeah. Well, I've just now looked into the corporate history that allows Volkswagen to own Scout. Apparently, Volkswagen bought Navistar trucks, which is the continuation of what used to be International Harvester, which is separate from Case Harvester, which is separate from Cub Cadet, as they all eventually spun out. But that's why Volkswagen owns Scout.
Huh. Yeah.
Now you know.
That's weird.
Hold on. Now you know.
Man, I didn't bring any special effects at all.
Okay, we have them for you.
This is our other favorite one.
That's fair. That's kind of fitting for my predicament at this time.
Speaking of Scout, that's right, you, dear listener, can get a new Scout in 2027. But if you want it to be less comfortable and spend lots of money on fuel, you can. And who's going to have that for you? Who else? Racing Junk. They got you covered. Here is a 1972 International Scout 2 in the middle of BFE, or as I know it, Elko, Nevada, which is hours from here.
I know where Elko. I've been there. It's not good.
Yeah. You probably went fishing.
Great place to stop for gas.
Yeah, don't even do this. Woo, keep going.
Yeah.
Take your Mazda 5 and improve gas mileage.
While it will be terribly inconvenient to get, being in the high desert, it is probably one of the few rust-free Scouts around. And looking at the 22 photos that this person got because they got the pro membership, I am inclined to agree this thing is awesome. From the ad, I have an awesome 1972 International Scout with the SS2 package added to it. It is a very cool truck, super fun to drive around with a thumping stereo, subwoofer, amp, removable soft doors, bikini top, which is not shown in pictures. It has a Flowmaster exhaust, chrome headers, a 304 engine, a very rare soft door package shown here in that photo. And the interior is in perfect condition. The truck is in really good condition. It is hard to find. I am finally letting it go as life changes and age. LOL. This whole truck, which is, I got to admit, he's right. This is a pretty cool truck. Can be yours for just $26,500. And we know that this person pays attention to details in addition to this really good looking Scout because they got the pro membership. We don't know what their current deal is because they've had a bit of a staffing change over there, but they keep telling me they're going to email us and let us know what the new pro membership is supposed to look like. But so if anyone knows, let us know. But hey, it's still going to be like $20 to get you a pro membership, and that's how you sell stuff.
Even in Elko, Nevada.
Even in Elko, Nevada.
Do you know?
So Wickman, let me know what your address is, and I'll drop it off at your house. Just send him a check.
Exactly. Yeah, I think
So
this is
Jeff,
probably
you were
what
saying-
Jeff wants his to look like. Yeah.
Steve McDaniel lives out there.
Oh, that's
Yes.
perfect.
Oh.
Yes, he
Okay.
does. He has a compound
Hey, man.
out there.
Yeah,
He has a
gotta
bridge.
tell
He has a
about
bridge a
Elko,
lot like
yeah.
the one we saw in the earlier news episode. too.
Yes.
I
But he
don't know-
can bring
yeah,
it up
we-
so that nobody comes to see him that he doesn't want.
Yeah.
Just everyone.
Hey man.
That's said with love. I love Steve McDaniels. I understand that
Oh yeah.
he didn't always rub everyone the right way, but I was always a fan.
Steve
I
was
did a lot of rallies.
hysterical.
I spent a lot of time in the passenger seat with Steve.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Quick story.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
please.
Yeah.
On the second California rally, we get a minivan. It literally has like 100 miles on it. Like it's brand new. And he's driving like Steve up the mountain. And this red light comes on and there's like a warning, like pull over now. And I'm like, what does that light mean? And he's like,
It's
I
a
don't know what
genie.
it means.
It's a genie light. It's
So-
fine.
So
Genie light?
it wasn't. It was a very angry, very bright red light. So I'm reading through the manual as he's still driving like a madman up the mountain. And it's like, you've somehow overheated the transmission. So we had to pull over for like 45 minutes for the transmission to resolve itself. So in a brand new car, our brand new minivan, Steve was able to overheat the transmission in about 30 minutes of mountain driving.
That's impressive. Well done.
And it was like, and then he was super mad at the car. I can't believe it. I'm like, dude, it's a minivan. What can't you believe?
That's fantastic.
It was Steve.
So Steve.
Okay, it's upcoming racing time.
Steve is nothing if not a character. All right.
Most definitely.
Get them elbows out. Lemons is at Houston for the Texas Tipping event. And man, there are going to so many people that are to come to the judge and say, I don't want to complain, but that's how they start it. Yep. 125 cars, 16 BMWs, 20 Miatas, 11 Hondas, 6 Porsches, and Mental in the Skinny Coyote Ford frickin' Ranger.
Ford Ranger, motherfucking son of a gun. Motherfucking Ford Ranger. See, you might be big and shit, but you ain't no fucking Ford fucking Ranger. Ford Ranger. I know this truck. I ain't no stranger. I know that truck. That's a Ford fucking Ranger. Fucking Ranger. Ford Ranger. God damn, working.
We can keep going like this for 4 minutes, but I'm sure you guys have stuff to do. Thank you, Tim. That was awesome.
I love that video.
Menzel also said, if the good Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, he may also be driving Jeff Schrader's Porsche 944. And I'm saying, yeah, right. That's funny. That's the funniest thing I have heard today, Menzel. Oh, you're hilarious.
It's running. It's running. Yes. It's an
in
ambitious.
the driveway. Has it moved?
There's a picture of it somewhere where it looks like it's in a street.
Yes. She probably
Not
drove it
moving
to
or
get
moving?
coffee. She probably drove it to get coffee. I'm on the email. She says it's ready to go.
Well, her Mitsubishi blew up. So she might be driving it.
She might. That might be her transportation right now.
Oh, boy.
Or the
Mitsubishis too.
411. She still loves the 411 too.
Really good choices all around there. That's wonderful.
Yeah, really. Lemons, people who participate in Lemons make really good life choices. It's obvious.
I'm an optimist.
It's not just lemons. Anyway, for Eric. Eric said, for this race, we've got a Repu versus Ranger versus Xterra showdown. Maybe 2 Pontiac G6. Maybe one of them is actually something else. Maybe the Subaru-powered Corvair finally runs a full day. Maybe the dipsticks will dominate now they have a 2JZ.
No shit.
Did you guys not see the Facebook
Freudian slip.
Yep.
Ranger Road is giving away their Xterra.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was tagged in it, but suddenly I got tagged in that post like twice. So if you've got car storage in Houston, let me know. I'm just asking for a friend, the unrelated to anything.
Is 125
the G6 does have a new transmission. What's up, Tim?
Is 125 cars a all-time high for this race?
If it's not, it's darn close.
I mean, I could text Eric really quick, but
yeah, we'll find out.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
We'll just say
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
it feels like a lot for that track.
I did talk to Eric today just about races and stuff and rallies in general, and we're operating just series wide. We're operating about 90% capacity, so we're filling up pretty quick. Which is good news for everyone that participates because that means we get to continue doing the things that we do. So,
and also good news for the law firm of 3 Pedal and Mafia in our class action lawsuit against
I
for hashtag weightlessgate.
Yeah, you guys did a great job. I saw those photos and I laughed and laughed and laughed. So very well done. Very well done.
Good. I'm glad we're going to have more clients coming our way. Well, finishing up for MSR, we've got 4 judges this weekend. You've got Judge Shajiv, you've got Judge Bob Griffin, you've got Judge Brian Trainer, and Judge Tom Webb. So you got a good crew there. So have some fun.
Absolutely.
I don't want to complain, but
I don't want to complain, but then the guy you want to talk to is the tall one wearing the cowboy hat because it's going to be funny for the rest of us.
Yeah, Bob doesn't really take a lot of shit.
Also, big fan of the show, and we've mentioned it before, but the Wrecking Yard, the guy that does truck astrology, Jerry Wayne Longmire, he lives in Houston, so he's coming out. He's going to be on the guest list with Skinny Coyote, and hopefully, so you can follow his social media if you're not going to be there for the race and see some funny stuff, because he's been talking about it on his show. He's really looking forward to it. He's like, anybody that's going to race those kinds of trucks or cars, I am here for it.
Awesome.
It's party, pal.
Welcome to the party. Lucky Dog was at Pit Race by every account, not most accounts, every account I am seeing from all of our friends who did their first Lucky Dog race. It was a great success, or in the case of Garage Heroes in Training, at least they had a great weekend because it was not a success for them. Their car blew up on test day, but I think they
had a nice rental.
They did. They drove the pace van, probably overheated the transmission. So it sounds like if Kathy, if either one of you guys are listening to this, you guys got to come back because everybody had a great time. Saturday, your Class A winners, Velocity Motorsport. Class B was Lay and Pipe. That's their team name, not an activity. Or, well, it's both. I don't know. And C, yeah, baby, Cheese Bold Enterprises. Rock on. Sunday was Team Celine for Class A. Class B was Gent Racing, and C was Chump Monkey. Now, as mentioned, there was lots of carnage. The Garage Heroes blew up on a Friday. A lot of folks had car trouble, but they all had a great time. The V8 BMW finally finished the super cheaty BMW. They finally finished a race, so had a great time with Lucky Dog. Now you see what the hype's about. All right, and we love lemons. We know that, but if you get a chance to run a Lucky Dog race, you're going to have a good time.
Yep. Listener feedback time.
No, I think. Oh my goodness.
Well, it was quiet, so I thought we were moving on.
That 2 second delay.
Give her an opening, man. She's in.
Catches everyone by surprise.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, going back to our New Hampshire virtual track walk on Facebook, Kevin Beckwith said the in-person track walk was awesome. Sorry, I'm smoking some pulled pork right now on my alarm.
Yeah. Is that what you and Chrissy call it?
Yeah. It's delicious. So Kevin said the in-person track walk was awesome, thanks, and added that Chrissy was right. Nick is the non-Kevin. So sorry, guys, I am terrible with names, Nate.
Nate.
All right, from our Insta post regarding the lawyers from Waitlistgate, hashtag Waitlistgate, the Scrappy Fuji said a law firm that misspells the lawsuit seems legit.
And I heard Eric talking about that one, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be even funnier when I put that in the listener feedback. Alan Kate said, quote, we'll miss being there this weekend, which they already missed being there this weekend. And Jeremy Hall added, I should have called. Yes, you should have. Let that be a lesson to you in 2025. You just heard it from the mouth of Jeff himself, 90%. So if you've got a race you want to go to, get in there. Otherwise, Team Richie Rich, they're always going to be there. Hack Factory Racing said, quote, the guy speed walking down pit lane in the suit during the track walk makes so much more sense now. Well done.
Uncle Dave asked, were their papers served?
Yes.
And Eric
at the end of the judges meeting.
Did Rude get some? He should have.
Oh yeah, he was standing on a pickup truck at the end of the judges meeting, and as soon as he said any questions, I walk up and said, "Eric Rude." He looks at me and gives me a weird, typical Eric look, and I said, "You've been served." He just shakes his head and hands it to Janice and moves along. Yeah.
Who is a lawyer?
Yep, legal representation with Janice, so that's a benefit.
Exactly,
for sure. Yeah.
Well, and Eric Rude said, this should get decided in the only logical place for such things, Judge Judy's courthouse.
Should have done that. That would have been
Who
a good add-on.
would Judge Judy like more, Eric Rude or DJ 914? Because once she decides who she likes, the case is decided. They're both charming. They're both cute. Darn. That would be a great episode.
Eric has a really impressive beard.
Yeah.
Yep.
DJ 914 plays instruments.
Oh, that's fair. Well, Eric plays guitar, though.
That's right.
Oh, guitar. Yeah.
That could be the name of their new cover band, Waitlistgate.
Yeah, I might spend too much time with Eric.
Waitlist.
Anyway.
On YouTube, one more. James M said, tech tip. Bruce was able to remove the bearing outer race. This is in the hubs, the aluminum hubs of their RX-7, by laying a weld bead on them. The heat enabled the outer race to be pulled out of the hub. He had a whole bunch of these hubs sitting around. He's like, can't get the races out, And so typical Bruce. And then eventually I'll just weld something on it. The heat difference was enough that it came out. And okay, anybody but Bruce, you'd say that's ridiculous, but Bruce does these things and it just works.
This is what we fell in love with Bruce when he welded brake pads onto his clutch to finish a race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked. Who knew? Yeah, you know who usually doesn't weld inappropriately?
You know who always pays her race fees on time?
Oh, there you go. It doesn't get on Weasel skate, so that's good.
You know who
Amazing
could
cookies.
settle the weightless gate lawsuit with a plate of cookies and just telling everyone to get along?
Correct.
All the above.
All the above.
True.
All the above.
Hi, Chrissy's mom.
Hello. Hello, Chrissy.
Okay, it's my time! Oh, it's my turn. If you've not met this guy, you've done yourself a disservice. On occasion, you can spot Jeff Stobbs at a Lemons race, but more, he's usually at a Lemons rally. Yep.
If you love the wacky Lemons culture, creativity, questionable decisions, but do not love the idea of strapping into a race car with 108 other lunatics, have we got a deal for you?
Or even if you do love the idea of strapping into a race car with 108 other lunatics, you still need to do a Lemons rally. Tonight, our guest is RallyMaster Jeff Stobbs, and we're going to talk about this great time and where you can make a well-informed bad decision in 2025.
I think my favorite difference between a Lemons race and rally, having done both, is that at a Lemons race, you've got all the stuff with you there and all your friends there, and it's wonderful. When a Lemons rally, when you break down, you get to do it in the middle of nowhere, and you get to do it
usually in the dark.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
get
can
to
make all the
clutch-
mistakes you want. No one will judge.
Yeah, clutch slave cylinders in AutoZone parking lots. You get to do all those kind of fun things, driving through traffic with no clutches. But again, exciting adventures where you don't have all these things. And your friends
Accessory
can-
belts on Cadillac Cimarrons and frozen rain in Texas Hill Country.
Yeah,
Chris
like leaving
did
without
have the
it.
advantage of having. Oops.
Just keep talking, Jeff.
good.
It's totally fine.
Oh,
It's good.
Chris had the advantage of having Dave watch him work on the car while he ate potato chips. So
Yep.
never
Yep.
alone.
Dave always relishes the ability to have his reliable Toyota sit there while watching friends work on their other cars.
Yeah.
So,
But the other side of that is that he didn't know how to post to Instagram. So,
okay.
so I would just get like a text message from his wife, like, "Here we are." I'm like, "Okay, that's good."
Yeah.
Good
Bobbin
enough.
saves him a lot.
Yeah. So, Jeff, aside from my little pitch there, for those who I'm sure are now rushing to their computers to sign up, tell us a little more about Lemons Rally for those who are not familiar. I'm going to go check on my meat.
Yep, we'll enjoy your pork. We'll let you go there. Hopefully the temperature's not too high. We've actually been working on marketing exercises to really how to define the Lemons Rally. Currently, it's this kind of road trips for hoopties. The more painful you make the event for yourself, the more chances you have of winning. So in the beginning, points are generally based on how bad your car is. If it's British, Italian, what year it's from, does it have an abandoned make, stuff like that. So that's the basic how you get into the Lemons Rally. We also have a rental car class. I feel that the rental car class has a better award than the normal classes. It has a really good book by Rich. I always say his name wrong. Duisberg. He was actually at NHMS with you guys. He was driving in the Rover that used to be owned by an F1 driver. They had the theme that they were on strike. Yeah.
Oh, they were the best. Monkey. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but that's what they said all weekend.
He's actually
they were great.
So the book's called Nothing Handles Quite Like a Rental Car. He's wrote a lot of. I've read all of his books. He's a great author. So even if you don't win the rental car class, I recommend picking up his books. He has a more recent one. It's called The Weasel, and it's about an F1 driver who didn't have enough money to do F1 driving, was involved in the Great Train Robbery in England. And so it's interesting stories about really interesting people. Anyway, back onto the topic.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to link both of those in the show notes, though. They're on Amazon, I hope. All right. Awesome.
Tim.
Does Turo count as a rental car?
Oh, yeah. So, man, we had a B-body rental car Turo in the Virginia rally. Thing was held together with duct tape. It was amazing. Yes. I didn't realize it was a Turo until because I just judged it like a normal B-body, and they're like, we rented this, right? And I was like, no, I had absolutely no idea. That's absolutely insane. So Yeah, there was like signs on what you could and could not use on different parts of the car. Don't roll this window down. Don't use this handle to close the door. Stuff like that. It was a great car. One of my favorite Turos is a father and son combo. His dad lives in Maine. Son lives out in the Bay Area, but they rented a Fiat and spent the entire time dressed as Mario and Luigi. That's another really good way to be. Yeah. That's another really good way to be successful in a rally is just to lean very, very hard into your theme. You will be forgiven for not bringing a dumb car if you lean very, very hard into the theme.
I got really comfortable in those shorts and New Balances after.
You look great.
Oh, man.
I mean, every time I saw you, you were working on the car, but you looked great.
Yep.
Greasy, but great.
I only usually just saw his lower half, like it was
because he was under it. He was under the car.
Yep. That dang old Corvette. So and now we've kind of moved away. You know, when we first started the rally, like an 18-hour day just of pure driving 18 hours was not uncommon. And then we kind of realized that there's a lot of people. I'm into cars. You guys are into cars. People that participate in the rally are into cars, but there's some people who are not into cars. They're into the adventure of a road trip, seeing dumb things and going to pretty places. So we've added a lot more social elements to it. There's been a lot of route changes. Again, Mental's fault. The Vegas rally, and he had suggested doing a cloverleaf, and it took about 3 years for Eric and I to kind of wrap our heads around it. Oh, there's Mike. He got 3 tattoos on that rally. Anyway, so it took us a little while where we were like, no, it's got to be tough. And then we're like, wait, tough is fun, but having fun is fun too. So we tried out a cloverleaf last year this year out of California, and it went really well. So we tested it out there, and then we're going to put Mental's idea to full use in the Vegas rally.
That's fantastic. We have some. We are developing plans already. There's going to be hopefully a very large sorry for party presence.
Yeah, you just have to tell Jay that you didn't enter Sonoma because of work obligations. Otherwise, he's going to get mad at me.
Which is actually true because I have to work that Friday. Mm-hmm. And so someone's going to have to be at the registration, and I'm going to have to meet up with everybody later.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So I'm glad that you've admitted that in person on video, so I can show that to Jay at a later
record. Date absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, the rally can really just be anything you want. Recently, I had someone email me, and they're like, "I want to bring my 80-year-old dad," and I'm like, "You can choose your own adventure. Like, if you want to go to all the checkpoints, you can go to all the checkpoints. If you want to go to one checkpoint, you can go to one checkpoint." There's every year, especially in the long rallies, I just lose a whole team. I have no idea where they don't post.
Oh no!
No, they do it intentionally. I think we're an alibi. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure we're an alibi for
that's
other
a good idea.
things. Yeah, maybe they want to go gambling or something. So if you need to use us as an alibi, I'll provide you wristbands.
And I'm going to show this picture real quick because I came down there, and at this rally, this was it was the California rally, but you guys were down the road in Laughlin.
That was Route 66.
And you actually lost Dave. Dave Mills was stuck in the desert where he was digging himself out by hand because he went someplace he shouldn't have gone in a vehicle he just bought, because that's what Dave does.
Mm-hmm. That's a very Dave story.
It is a very Dave story. Alibi.
I was like so stressed out. He disappeared on the freaking New England rally. He had 5 cars. He brought a Jeep with the trailer. That broke. He attached his Suburban to it. That broke. Oh, there's Jen's car. He attached his some rental car to it. That broke. So then he had abandoned the trailer. I don't know. It was insane. Fucking Dave. I love that guy.
Right?
He stresses me out so much. Like and he's always in places where you can't contact him. So you're like, are you just like voicemails? Like, are you dead? Like, what do I need to do here?
And he stresses you because you don't want anything bad to happen to him.
Yeah. For content, I want bad things to happen to him, but personally, I don't want bad things to happen to him. We lose people all the time. It's okay. It's choose your own adventure. Do as much or as little as you want. I'm still going to have fun. And there's still, if you get a tattoo on the roof of your mouth, there's still a chance you get a trophy.
And this is another thing. I'll and correct me if I'm wrong, other members of the show, but I would argue that the potential for food is much better on a rally. Now, when you race with Chris and Chrissy, you eat well. When you race with Tim, you eat well. All right. But I've seen also a lot of other teams that their idea of feeding the teammates is the infamous, variety pack of chips and, a case of water. But on the on the rally, choose your own adventure. You want to sit down and have a meal at a friggin' Yelp place that is recommended by everybody. Boom.
Yeah, I would say that a good plan on like a rally, especially out west, is go to like the Mexican place with the 3.8 because it's going to be the best food. They're just upset about, if you read the reviews, it's like, they were rude or they spoke Spanish or something terrible.
Right. If they don't speak English, then it's fine. Then it's better.
It's the end of the world. Yeah. So
no, the food's good then. That's
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm scrolling down to see if I'm supposed to be asking a question. I'm sorry. All right. We'll throw this out there. So you've alluded to this already. You're talking about, you've had the traditional Lemons Rally. We had the conversation about Steve McDaniel where it used to be drive 2,000 miles, kill a moose, make a tent out of its skin.
Turn left.
Yeah, the world. So mathematically, the World Tour of Texas, which was like the last big one that he kind of planned, was so long that if you had a car that couldn't maintain 70, you mathematically could not complete it without like staying up for 36 hours.
So
it was just like, dude, come on.
Yeah, and so we're looking at the new schedule, which of course we've got posted, linked in our show notes. And there's a lot of circular routes, which I think that's great. The hub and spoke, as you mentioned, and you've also got a hybrid. It's a circular hub and spoke. Like you go to one place, hub and spoke out of there, and then go back to the original place. So
yeah,
you guys are trying to keep it fresh. Is this based on feedback, stuff you want to do, making it easier for media, all of it, none of it?
So we actually have a new app called Wayward. Sorry, I blanked on it for a second there. And it's like a GPS tracking app. So if you're part of our event, we provide you a link and the entry code, and you can see where everybody else is during the rally. As
you won't lose Dave anymore.
Yeah. No, I did. He didn't open the app.
And he's a tech guy.
No one
for
is
a living.
surprised.
I know. He didn't open it. He opened it at the start, and then the whole 3 days didn't move. Yeah, a lot of the changes to the rally are based on feedback and just kind of reflecting. Eric and I don't really have normal jobs. There's no clock to punch into. Like if we're like, hey, we're gonna go, screw around for 9 days, we can kind of get away with it without, having to submit vacation paperwork or worry about income because we just, the way we get paid. And we realize 5-6 day rallies, like a normal person's going to have to take 9 days off if they want to come from somewhere else. And then, and then if it's a long route, end to end, like Route 66, there's no other way to do Route 66, but Route 66, well, they started in California, they still have a 3-day drive back. So we kind of reduced the number of days to just kind of appeal to more people. I think it's a lot easier to get 4 days off or a 3-day weekend off than it is to go to your boss and be like, I need 10 days to go drive.
What do you need 10 days for? It's kind of hard to explain.
I might come back with a tattoo. I'm sorry.
Or 3.
Yeah,
don't look in my mouth.
Yeah, well, yeah, I might. We think about that a lot. That was a big consideration. It's really not about there's no burden to me. I'm retired, I have other sources of income. So for me to come out and hang out for 5 days is actually it's most of my social life, to be honest. We moved from somewhere to Madison, Wisconsin, and my wife's a PhD. So she doing her science stuff, and I'm just kind of sitting in the house. So it's nice for me to like have some social interaction, which is, I think everyone can agree that regardless of what kind of lemons it is, that social interaction is very important, and we all cherish it. So yeah, that was the big feedback. And honestly, we tried the cloverleaf in California, and it was just awesome to come back to the same place and not have to unpack your stuff and get ready, and then 8 hours, pack all your stuff up, and go to the next hotel. So that's also kind of the idea behind the circular, is that, you know, we start in a place. So if you fly there and buy a car or whatever, you know where we start and end without having to like try to figure out, well, the end point is 10 hours away on interstate. It's like 30 hours away one way I plan a route.
Or, you know, completely hypothetical. Say like you have a Cadillac and it doesn't make it, and you can just abandon it and then still meet everyone for the social events in the evenings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that was another thing. We wanted to shorten our days to have more social events. And during the California rally, we went go-karting and people wore their costumes, and it was just super fun. Like, I loved it. Jim Forbes was there with his son, and they were dressed like Mario and Luigi, driving an old Fiat, not a Turo, like while we were doing it. And then they like started it like kind of bumping people like you were playing Mario Kart. And then you know, Dr. Evil was there, you know, and these are adults. It's not night yet, it's daylight. Dr. Evil was there with Austin Powers, and so everyone was just screaming each other on the track. It was a lot of fun. So just more things like that. I hope that more people, you know, it's usually about a quarter of the rally shows up to those. So I would like it if more people showed up. I think it would make it a lot more fun. So yeah, so those are really the two big things. Make it easier for people to get the time off, and actually let people meet each other for once. Because you have to be really weird to sign up for a Lemons rally, to be honest. Yeah. I can always tell, like, when I'm like, oh, you got a normal job and you look kind of normal, so I'll never see you again.
So I would think that having more marketing things such as media would be certainly helpful to get people to understand that it's not as terrifying as it might be. So you've mentioned that the wrap-ups are really tough to film, but we all love them. So are we going to see more rally wrap-ups?
So I write them and I submit them, and then that's what happens. So it's cool. Don't worry about it. Our editor's name is John, and he is just a super busy guy. And he has a lot going on, just like with kids and stuff. So, you know, in the end, the priority ends up being the races. I know that it's 14 minutes or whatever, but having filmed those in the past, it's a lot of work. So I'm not super like offended that we don't do rally wrap-ups. I would like to do more. That is another piece of feedback that I get often from people who rally and also race. They're like, where's our wrap up? And I'm like, well, you should just email Jay. So if you have a problem with the wrap ups, email Jay.
Okay.
There we go.
Go do that one.
Yeah, it'll be easy. Don't worry about it.
We should start a petition at every race from now on and just sign it and hand it over.
That could be a whole theme, really.
Totally can.
There you go. There's a
More rally wrap-ups.
4 days. Yeah,
yes.
You've got 4 days.
Yeah.
There's a race
Rally
coming
Gate.
Yeah. Who addressed
I think we have some lawyers to help with that.
Exactly. You just accused Sajeev of everything.
All right, what's some great car examples, team examples in 2024? What did you love this year?
If you bring the Instagram back up and scroll down to like August or whatever, keep to scroll down a lot, and you'll find the Doom Buggy, which is
God, yes, those they're all dressed up like moose. It was Mustang
go
Rally.
The other way. Go up the other way. No, you're going the right way. I'm a dick. Shut up.
Let's see how many times I can make mental scroll. It's funny.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we'll just cheat because I think it's a Mustang Rally.
Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah. So this is the first time I ever gave a car 1,000 points. Like, I didn't even look at it. Like, I stood next to it and I said 1,000 points. And I don't think I'll ever give another car 1,000 points. And then in this horrible car, they went and did all but 2 checkpoints. It was just, you'll see in a second. Oh, are they private?
I don't know. Yeah,
you can describe it to us in the meantime while Mental tries to figure it out.
Yeah, there you go. Because we're friends with them. We follow them. We should be on there.
It's a podcast.
It's really terrible. So it's a
thank you. It's a podcast.
1961 Corvair. So their theme was like everything was like a Navy ship, like a experimental Navy ship. So some guy in the high desert in California bought this car, the Corvair, took the drivetrain out, and then made like a dune buggy out of it. But to make the dune buggy work, he had to flip the Corvair engine backwards and then used a Vanagon's axle parts, I can't remember what the heck they're called, to make the wheels rotate the correct way. So then the guys from Mustang Rally were like, hey, we want to bring, there's only 2 seats. So this sat like through the 70s, through the 80s, through the 90s, until literally 2023 when they were like, we'll buy it from you. And they wanted 4 seats. So they cut it in half and then welded in a bunch of, angle iron. And they actually did good welds. Like they would have passed tech for sure. Extended the roll cage and, did all these things to it. But they didn't extend the shift linkage. So the hold on. So the person that was sitting behind the driver was the person who shifted the car.
My God.
That is amazing.
I have a ton of, I have a ton of videos. So and they all have like these like horse riding. Yeah, there's their goofy ass helmets. So first, here they go.
Second.
Yeah. So if you just want to dominate all rallies forever, that's the way to do it. The thing was,
God.
So it didn't start. So they get to Home Depot, and we're like in a Home Depot parking lot because the hotel said they were going to reserve parking spaces for us. And in rally tradition, they were like, "Who are you?" We fired that person. Like, okay, fine. So we just kind of creeped over between the Starbucks and the Home Depot. So there's like normal people doing normal Friday morning things, like getting their construction trucks ready, and they're watching these 3 idiots work on whatever the heck that thing is. And luckily for them, it wouldn't start. So they trailed it in, and they were working on it all through judging. And it wouldn't start. And when I left, they were like, it won't turn over. But luckily, Jim Forbes, rally, like the king of rallies, he's amazing. He does amazing things. He helps everyone. He's like, you're missing your condenser. So somehow he jury rigged something, and the car started. And I was like, holy shit! Oh, they're on the road. Oh God! It's because I really like at the beginning, not knowing that it would be okay. I was like, I really hope they don't make it. Like, I hope that it just doesn't start. They pack up, they go home. Because it's terrible. Look at that thing. It's terrifying. It's not safe. It's terrifying.
It is such a and then, there it is. They had to like buy a tarp to put over it for a roof.
Yeah, I helped put it on. So, So on one of the meetups, go ahead.
I am dating myself here, but when I was a kid, we had these things called erector sets, and you would...
No, you're 100%.
That looks like an erector set build.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Sometimes you have to adjust the car. I literally called it an erector set. I was like, and like I said, I was like, I really kind of hope it doesn't work out for them. Like, I love them. I love it when they rally. Everyone thought it was a Charlie Brown theme, but really they just stole lines to make the car longer.
Shit they found on the side of the road. Let's add it.
Yeah.
It's
like the kind of car a handy person in Africa would build of just about the random parts that they like
Have
found.
you ever seen the video where the Aboriginal tribe finds an abandoned car in Australia, like in the middle of nowhere, and just by using stuff they find off the ground, they are able to get this car running. Like, it's literally infested with like koalas and stuff. And so they get this car. It's a great video if you ever can track it down. I think I saw it during an anthropology class in like 2001, and they just get this car going, and it really is what it looks like. Just like, good luck everybody else. Or like, some countries like aerospace programs. If you've ever seen those videos, it was terrible. But they made all but 2 checkpoints. Like, they just kept going.
And through no small effort, because I believe it kept overheating. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have a big enough gas tank, so they had that solution. And every time they had to stop, somebody was under the hood doing something.
Oh no! So what they're doing there is, sorry, I pointed at my screen. That was stupid.
No, keep talking. It's good.
They're greasing their axles because, like I said, it's like the planetary axles, I think what they're called. It's making the wheels go the right way, but they probably weren't designed to go that fast, so they're re-greasing everything all the time. That trunk isn't stock. It was a really nice piece of wood though. I signed their car. It's a great car. Anything that's convertible, if you keep your top down, that's a lot of points.
I'm just thinking I'm still going back to them shifting. You're like, that's funny for the first 10 minutes. And then it's like, really, I don't want to play this game anymore. Or I want to start messing with it and be like, no, why aren't we in third? Wait, we should be in, what are you in? Yeah, no, I
drove, they called it the engineer position. I drove the engineer position. So did Jay at the awards ceremony, because it ended in Santa Cruz and he came and saw us. And first and second were super hard to find, but third made it feel like you were going to like rip the lever off. So I was never able to get it to third. They were like, third. I was like, nah, I don't want to break your car. So it's very loud.
I wasn't thinking how difficult it was. I was just picturing it being like a normal sequential, not like it would go into gear type thing. You add such complexity if it is not easy to shift in the thing. Yeah. Somebody's yelling at you saying, third, I'm trying. Yeah. Third. Yeah. Why aren't you in third? You're slowing down. What a nightmare.
All right, never mind. Second.
You're getting second. That's it.
I thought they got tired of yelling, I think, at some point, because I saw them starting to do like hand signals.
Oh,
like third. And you're like, oh, they must be tired of yelling at each other after 36 hours of this.
Yes.
So yeah, that's us at the museum in Stockton.
Oh my goodness.
He hooked us up and gave us a museum tour of a very interesting museum in Stockton there, the Hagen Museum. So it was really cool. So there's the ultimate rally car. But for just like normal people, the bigger, the more comfy the car, you're not going to get as many points. Like my friend Kevin and I, Mentals met Kevin. We were two luxury-sized gentlemen in an MG midget.
Always funny.
If you want to call someone fat, just call them luxury-sized.
Oh yeah.
So so we're just cramped in there the whole time. We drove from Minnesota to Monterey. This is a Steve rally. So we left from Minnesota to drive to Monterey, and then the rally started, and then he made us drive to Canada and back. It was awful.
No problem.
Yeah.
None. It's easy.
I slept
like right
in
there.
Parking lot.
Like
just a quick stop up to Canada.
And then on top of that, it's not on interstates, right? Like all the checkpoints are on PC8, like Highway 1, which if you've ever driven it, it's not a fast road. Like it's a lot of hairpin turns, and you're going about 20 most of the time. So don't want to do that again.
Tim and I are obviously geeked for the Las Vegas rally. Dean and Jackie, they've got it narrowed down to like 6 cars. Matt's in on this. We're making plans. But what are you looking forward to for 2025? Not like car wise, but like the schedule, because there's some new stuff on here. You're like, or stuff you like to go back to, areas you just love to visit.
Well, for the East Coast rally, actually in February, we were planning on going to North Carolina and South Carolina. And as your bridge photo demonstrated, they don't really have the infrastructure to support us right now. So we were like, we probably shouldn't like add to their burden. Like it's because it's not like, Lemon's rally people are great, but their cars will require tow trucks and materials and other stuff. So we ended up going to Pennsylvania, up to Scranton. Out to Erie, to Carlisle, back to Scranton. Scranton loves us. We have a good relationship with the city. They get us cool places to start. And I actually might get like a group rate on a hotel this time. So we'll see how that works out. Vegas is new. Like I had mentioned before, it was Mental's idea. And again, we're just trying to attract more people on the West Coast. California purports to have this huge car culture, but apparently they don't want to participate in our car culture. I think I had like 4 teams actually from California, the California rally, and everybody else was from somewhere else. We had people from Florida and Texas.
Makes sense.
Everyone says that, then they do it, and they're like, okay, this is actually a ton of fun.
Yeah, I think there might be like the I want to be cool factor going on or something like that, right?
Yeah, no.
If it doesn't involve Angel's Crest, I'm not going.
Yeah, get rid of that illusion right now. You're not going to be cool.
I mean, everyone loves you. They talk to you all the time. Like, why are you driving that horrible piece of thing that's going to kill you? And then you give them a bunch of stickers and life is good. I'm excited about the Rust Belt Ramble in July. That one's going to be within the confines of Michigan. We think that there's a lot of cool stuff. We'll probably make it up to the UP and hang out with folks and maybe stop by Dale's antique store again. Last time we went to his antique store, they bought the place out. They bought everything. It was great.
This is also the rally a couple of years ago that you made the news. By protesting in front of GM headquarters to bring back Saturn, which was brilliant. Fox News carried that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad because Andy DiDeRossi kind of burned some bridges with the media out there because he was like, "Yeah, he didn't tell us that it was a joke. He just told them there's going to be a protest at the GM headquarters." So all these people show up with cameras and stuff, and I don't know why, but everyone in our because we're not smart. Everyone in our little group was like, "Oh, I get this joke," and everyone played along. So Phyllis, the Corey and Phyllis's team, she's like interviewing like, "My first car was a Saturn. I love Saturn. Bring back Saturn." This is like, I'm really glad everyone got the assignment before we said anything. But before we had left, we had a pizza party. Oh, it's still up. Excellent.
Oh yeah, this is on a site that covers the I think somebody
it's
probably
local Detroit news. Yeah, they don't talk to Andy anymore. They don't talk to Andy.
Oh.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah. There's me.
There's Eric.
Yeah.
It's like a pretty well organized protest here.
It looks like there are a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, so other than California, I mean, we average 40 to 45 cars a rally, so that's 80 to 100 people easy. So I could, we bring 100 people all the time, all over there's Phyllis. So she's giving.
There's Eric on his phone behind him. But everybody, it's not like you had dirty pieces of cardboard. That's what you must have bought out the pieces of paper.
So we prepaid Andy for a bus tour. And we're like, just give us, because he runs a tour company. There's Shane. Runs a tour company. I haven't watched this video in a while. Sorry. He runs a tour company in Detroit, right? He's the one that put the TR3 motor inside of a Corvette. Which, Tim, that might be a solution to your problems.
I love that idea. I'll start looking for one.
Yeah. So anyway, so Andy calls Eric 20 minutes before we're supposed to show up at the bus company. This is my idea, and we're like, okay, let's do it. And so we did it, and it worked out really well. We've also who was the crappy GM president? I can't remember his name right now.
Roger Smith.
Roger Smith. I wanted to say Bob, but I knew it wasn't Bob. So we held a memorial service for Roger Smith outside of one of the GM plants. So when we go to Detroit, it's a good time. We have fun. We go see abandoned stuff and make fun of car manufacturers. And then we're returning to the Pacific Northwest for the first time since I want to say 2019. We only went once, and now we're going back to see if anyone wants to show up. This
is the hybrid one. Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and then, I planned a really good rally for Pacific Northwest the first time, and staffing got kind of screwed up. So I wasn't there to clap for everyone and tell them they're doing a good job and take pictures. It just, no one seems super impressed. So we're giving another shot to make up to the Pacific Northwest and apologize.
I may be giving something away. I know nothing of this rally schedule, but I see Astoria, Oregon, and instantly people of my age think Goonies. Yeah, all right, there we go.
To planning. To be honest, I'm still working on hotels, so I'll figure out what I'm going to do. Probably, what is that? That one's in August. Probably May. I'll know what's going on. I'll email you in May. Then we got Fall Foliage. That one's always super popular. We just had it. And again, that's the most recent one I lost David on. We started in Plymouth this time, which there were some issues with it. Just trying to get organized with the city there. So we're going to start again at the Lars Anderson Museum. And hopefully we can give a presentation with the staff there, and it'll be a much more interesting pre-rally thing than we usually have for New England. And then we added, for the first time, we're having 6 rallies this year. So I'm working on my frequent flyer miles to get to Germany more often. So we're going to do Texas. So that'll be Austin to Laredo, or maybe Corpus Christi to Austin. I don't know if anyone's ever been to Corpus Christi before, but it can be dynamic there. So I think that I just wanted to do more research before I completely decided that's where I would send the rally.
It's the tail end of hurricane season. There is zero fail in that plan.
Hey, good stories. That's all we need.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to 2025. I think I've been planning them now for 3 years, and I think now I'm actually this year I was very, very confident in everything that I did. So I feel like that it'll just be more fun than it has in the past.
Which is saying a lot, because I've never had a bad time on a Lemons rally.
Yeah. Well, this year we went candlestick bowling. That was amazing.
It's a New England thing. That's great.
Okay. Yeah. This sounds fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. I love going there.
Bring the kids. There it is.
That's
definitely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So,
go ahead.
Someone wants to do this for the first time. What's the top 3 things they should concentrate on to have a good time?
No, just literally having a good time. If you're comfortable with working on cars on the side of the road, then that's part of the adventure. But if you're someone who occasionally watches Chris Fix to get your air conditioner recharged or something like that, just bring a normal car and have a good time. You can make up for missing points with not bringing a bad car by really leaning into your theme and acting like an idiot the whole time. Phil and his sister do a really good job. They bought a Honda, but they dressed up as Too Fast, Too Furious. So they were furries and just kept on yelling at everyone about family and putting spoilers on random cars. So that's another way. Yeah, that's just another way to if you really want to win a piece of square wood, that's another way to be really successful with Lemons Rally is just, it really is just choose I just want you to have an adventure. That's what's the most important part to me.
I say you mentioned you weren't talking about them, but you mentioned the brother and sister, because I always go back to the XC90 kids out of Oklahoma.
That's who it is.
Yeah,
Phil and Liz. Yeah,
they had the HOA enforcement tank for this last one.
It actually shot. Yeah, it shot stuff out of the cannon. So again, super normal car. Oh, that's Ryan. They were also giving citations out to everyone for homeowners association things. Another thing that you should plan on is there's going to be people from all walks of life. So it's just like a Lemons race. It's just good just to make friends with people and not, base your opinion off the fact that, they're dressed like the Rocky Horror Picture Show or something like that. Yeah. A lot of times, like Jim Forbes' brother, David, he is the only person that can repair the radio satellite in Antarctica and was on the team that mapped the black hole. So he was dressed up like an Undertaker for 7 days, but these people have a varied background, just like racing. And then the third thing, definitely is make the meetups. I think everyone that comes to the meetups seems to enjoy the meetups, but I'm still only at a quarter to 50% of the people showing up. I know that people get tired, but getting a burger with a bunch of people that have similar interests as you is always a good thing to do.
There it is. Boom.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, there's candlestick bowling.
Oh, I thought this was just a meetup because everybody, this would look fantastic.
Yeah, so we had our award at the candlestick bowling. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had left some. Yeah, so those two got tattoos. So there's 15 and 16.
Yeah.
And then that's just my old tattoo. So they did something very nice for me. I had forgotten some of my clothes at a hotel, and I was like, crap, I don't have any shirts. So I posted, hey, I need Hawaiian shirts. And 4 teams stepped up, so I just wore them during the award ceremony and continuously stripped. So I had all 4 on, and then after every award, I'd take another shirt off. So
all right,
it's a fun time.
So you get all of that fun, all the great food, and stripping Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Statuesque stripping Jeff.
There you go.
So you mentioned people like leaning into it, right? So what themes do you want to see people take a crack at that you haven't seen yet?
Like Venture Brothers is one of my favorite cartoons. So a Venture Brothers scene would be great. Yeah. There's I think it's like in season 2, and 2 of the henchmen are one henchman's picking up another henchman, and he's in his Nissan Sentra, and they're both going like singing along, bah, 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 and he's honking his horn to the rhythm. And I just, a Nissan Sentra. When do you see those anymore? And you're dressed up like a butterfly. That's hilarious.
Yes. Chrissy, Venture Brothers is a cartoon, and there's a villain called the Monarch, and that's all of his henchmen. And they dress up like, it's 23, and I forget the other guy, the Ray Romano character. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good time, and then, number 23 gets haunted by the dead guy, and you should watch it.
I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up.
It's literally one of my favorite shows. And much like in races, I would like to see objects. Eric has been calling for stuff on your roof and just making your car into a thing, like a fist or a dresser or whatever. It would be funny if you could figure out something based on an item. You're a loaf of bread and everybody's a piece of toast. I don't know. I just like it when people maintain the theme throughout the whole rally, because it's very uncomfortable, to be honest, to wear a costume for 18 hours. It's awful. So it makes me laugh.
Or the same costume for 4 days. So there's that.
Yeah, which is funny.
Longer.
Yeah. It makes me laugh. Yeah. So yeah, I think that those were the themes that just it doesn't matter what it is, really. Just commit. Just make it as dumb as you can.
All right.
We're good at that.
Lean into it. Yeah.
Just lean as hard as you can. Yeah. That's the thing that bugs me about races. If you want to win Halloween Meets Gasoline, you guys know, you just keep the theme going the whole weekend. The best way to win Halloween Meets Gasoline is just keep it going the whole weekend. You'll see a lot of great themes at judging, and then they're just gone after judging. So
I like it when you've, racing or this, when you've got teams that are both, they're all going for it. And what's interesting is it's very competitive, but it's not, they're not trying to beat anybody down because they recognize the same level of commitment. So you just get oddball people trying to one up their each oddballness.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how the tattoo thing started. I had gotten a tattoo, and I never had been go get a tattoo, but then I was like, you know what? My tattoo is worth 150 points. Every tattoo now is worth 150 points, but it has to be done on the rally. You can't get it before. Donnie, he got a rally tattoo before the rally, and I'm like, that doesn't count.
I'll make us an appointment, Tim, for when we're doing Vegas.
Dial it in.
I need a sound button. That called for a sound button.
What?
Yeah,
which one?
Oh,
I'll just do it. Okay, I don't need the sound button. I'll just.
Cool.
Guys,
that's what I needed.
Sorry, Donnie. Too late.
They're all on Amazon. They're $12.
There you go.
You can put all the sounds on it you want.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, well, that is fantastic. obviously we'll have the hashtag Lemons Rally, which you should be following anyway because it's just a bunch of great photos. Is there other stuff, medias that people can find this on? We'll have the link to the schedule. We'll have a link to all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're on Instagram. Apparently we have a TikTok, but Dylan does that. I didn't want to download TikTok. And of course we have a Facebook page. And then on Facebook, we have Lemons Rally Discussion, which is run by people who have run the rally in the past. And you can get a lot of questions answered there. Did you know there's a Lemons subreddit? I bet you didn't know that. There's also a 24 Hours of Lemons Discord server that most people don't know about.
Oh, check this out.
Yeah.
All right. We're learning stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
so that's just basic Lemon stuff. Yeah, they're on Discord. They're they got a bunch of stuff.
Okay. There you have it. All right. I'm looking forward to this. If you have rally questions, if you have rally questions, you can check that out. Go to the Facebook group is actually pretty active, and they even there's some enablers on there that'll post terrible cars that you could bring on a Lemons Rally.
So much. It happens all the time.
Yeah, isn't that how that Buick wedge powered thing showed up a couple of years ago?
That was Jim Forbes' car.
Okay.
So, do you want the quick story behind that?
Sure.
He knew a hypermiler guy that was retired from GM, and he was an engineer for GM, and decided that GM didn't do a good enough job for aerodynamics. So that was the result of his research. So Jim knew that guy and would see him at car shows all the time. And he was like, hey, I want to buy that. And the guy said, no. And finally the guy was like 85 and sold it to him. And Jim ran it on the rally. And then he sold it to a hotel and they polished the crap out of it. So it, like now at this hotel in Tucson, it's literally like a mirror finish. It's very, very crazy. So yeah, you couldn't open the hood to fill the oil. There was like a flap that was cut into it. It's awful. He fell off. Yeah, we went through Texas during an ice storm, and so he just fell off the road all the time. It's not a good car.
Not good.
It's landed where it should have been this whole time.
It's art, right? It's art.
Yeah, it's art.
Totally rolling art. All right. If anyone wants to lean into the next segment or not, I don't know. Or we'll skip
it there. It's you.
Well, yeah, but somebody's got to introduce it.
Oh, you mean like just
yeah. All right, folks.
Good job, everyone.
We've got Ryan Aaron King over at Jalopnik, and here's the thing. This happened in Oklahoma City, and you hear it all the time. Here's why. Put your friggin' phone down. It is early morning. Folks are commuting. If you're not watching this video, we'll have the link to it in our show notes, and people are starting to stack up in the right lane. Clearly, a guy driving a work truck is looking down, realizes traffic has stopped, cuts over in front of a semi, who then takes out his front wheel, loses control of the semi, and proceeds to take out 9 other cars. Now, everybody was actually fine, just minor injuries, but it's kind of horrific to look at. And yeah, and one of them's a school bus. So there's like kids involved in this one. So just, don't be Jeff Wakeman. Put your phone down. Use talk to text. Wait till you're.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. No, we know you're a safety guy. Yeah, you're big on this one. But Chrissy used to have to yell at Jeff Wakeman at least once a month because we would get a text where he was clearly on the road. So stop it.
Sometimes going above the speed limit. Also, this video is making me wonder what Insurance Man is thinking about all of how terrible this situation is.
Yes. Insurance Man.
Well,
are you going to have nightmares of this now?
Yep.
So many claims.
No. Thank you for keeping me employed.
I'm just thinking about how many pages the accident report would be because you have to put every passenger, so the whole school bus is full of kids.
Oh, right.
So much paperwork.
So disrespectful.
Yeah, awful. No, thank you.
Well,
right.
thanks,
All right.
Jeff, for being on the show. We
Seriously,
appreciate it.
Jeff,
No,
this
no
was
problem.
great.
It's been
Thanks,
wonderful
bud.
to talk to you. All right.
Looking
Hopefully, we'll
forward to
see you
doing
soon.
the first rally this year for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Do it.
Yes.
All right. Next week, we already talked about it, but Mental, well, maybe we didn't talk about it on the show, but Mental will be at SEMA. So watch our socials. He's going to go hang out at, looking at Racing Junk. He'll be at their booth and stealing pens and talking to people. And yeah, so it'll be a great time. We'll get a view for what he's learning there.
All right. Thanks for
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels moving.